Today we're looking at the Olympus Dot Sight EE1. It's a very compact and lightweight device that screws onto the top of the hot shoe on the camera. And the idea is you use it to follow a bird in flight. There's a red dot inside here, and instead of looking through the viewfinder or the LCD screen on the back of the camera, you look through this device, line that red spot up on a bird in flight and follow it around. The advantage is you get a much wider view than you do through looking through the viewfinder. You can see a whole sky, so it's easier to find the subject in the first place, and there's no flicker. If you're looking through the viewfinder, you're taking pictures at 18 frames per second. It keeps blacking out between those frames, and you find it far more difficult to follow a bird in flight. With this, there's no flicker. It's much easier to follow it. So first of all, we attach it to the hot shoe. There's a switch on the rear of the camera which makes it pop up, and then down here there's an on-off switch. Well, it's a dial. As we turn it, it's got numbers on which affects the brightness of the red dot in the viewfinder. So we turn it all the way up to maximum, number 5, because we're going to be operating in daylight, and then we have to calibrate it. To make the adjustments, you have 2 dials, one on the right hand side here which adjusts the red dot upwards and downwards, and on the left hand side the dial makes the dot move right or left. It's much easier to do the calibration with the camera on a tripod, and then we find a subject in the distance. We're going to use a model bird here, and we have just the center focusing point active, and we put that directly onto the bird's eye. And then we calibrate the device so the red dot also lines up on the bird's eye. You can see the red dot, that has to be adjusted. So using the dial on the right hand side of the camera, we bring it down. Using the dial on the left hand side of the camera, we move it across and just a touch down, and that's it, we're calibrated. And does it work? Yes, it does. I've had a lot of success with this device. It's got its disadvantages because you can't judge the image size, for instance, but it doesn't take a lot of experience to know how close a certain size bird has got to be before it's the right image size. But the fact that you can see all around the subject, you're not restricted to just looking through the viewfinder, but you can see the wider sky, makes it so much easier to pick the bird up in the first place, and then that lack of flicker makes it very easy to follow the bird. You actually hold it like so you're looking through that sight at a distance, and then you're just following the bird around. It doesn't matter where you put your head, you can see that red dot, it stays in the middle of the picture.